Yes, Espedia. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. I hope your day, your week, and your weekend have been going very well so far. In ancient times, the oracle was a source of wisdom and fortune telling for the people. In modern days, he just gives out football picks. Welcome to the NFL Oracle, a little bit of a different version of the Oracle. My full Week 5 NFL picks video for the Oracle is technically already out on the channel. If you watched that video, you know that I didn't do any parlays or teasers at the end of that video. Typically, for my Oracle videos, I do a parlay and teaser portion to end every single video. This week, I was running short on time, and I told you guys I would do a separate video just diving into the parlays and teasers. So coming through for you guys on that promise, this is that video. This video is simply dedicated to me giving out some parlays and teasers for this Week 5 NFL slate. And actually, I like the idea so much that I think moving forward, this could be the new format. We'll do two Oracle videos a week. One where we just kind of go through the straight bets, the single bets, you know, the spread picks, and totals, and money lines, and those things. And then we'll do a second video, much shorter, obviously, where we just kind of break down the parlays and teasers. It's more content. I'm probably gonna end up giving you guys more parlays and more teasers, and it kind of gives me a little bit of a break in between because doing a 1 hour long video sometimes doesn't always work out. So yeah, let me know down below in the comments what you guys think about this, if this is the format we should go with. Maybe I'm crazy and maybe we just stick to one really massive long video, but I think this could be the real best option going forward, is one video for the Oracle just dedicated to the single bets, and then one video dedicated to the parlays and teasers. Like I said, it's just more content for you guys at the end of the day. So let me know down below in the comments what you guys think about that spot. So again, we're just covering parlays and teasers here. Going to be a much shorter video than our typical Oracle lengths. All right, guys, just like we usually do in the Oracle, we'll start off with parlays and then finish off with teasers. Now, I will tell you guys, I'm probably going to have a few more teasers than parlays here, but we'll kind of see how we go. I do have some stuff picked already, but as I'm recording, I might go ahead and throw an extra parlay or teaser in here if I feel up for it. All right, guys, getting started here. Our first parlay in today's video, we're doing a simple 3-leg money line parlay here, kind of picking the teams that I think are very strong bets to just win their games outright. So first off, we have the Seahawks money line. Actually, let me go ahead and jump over to the DraftKings page and show you guys. I am using DraftKings for all the parlays and all the teasers in this video. I do that for every Oracle video. It's my sportsbook of choice, and it's just easier for me. These odds you might be able to find on other sportsbooks. You can do these parlays on other things, other sportsbooks. But for me, DraftKings is where I'm rocking with. You might be able to find better value on other sportsbooks, but again, DraftKings is my home book. All right, so jumping to the outlier screen, actually DraftKings screen, excuse me. We will go to the outlier screen in a second. A 3-leg parlay plus 360 odds right now over on DraftKings here, and I'm going with the Seahawks on the money line, the Chargers on the money line, and the Cowboys on the money line. So 3-leg parlay plus 360. These are three teams that I really like to win in these matchups, and I don't know how in depth I'm going to go into each and every spot because obviously I did already break these games down in that original Oracle video. Again, this is my first time doing a separate video, so bear with me here as we kind of go through the kinks. But these are the three teams I like the most to win. Dallas Jets is probably the one I'm the most nervous about because that Cowboys defense is genuinely so bad. It does concern me a little bit, but I think their offense is so good. And I talked about this in the first Oracle video. I just don't trust the Jets offense enough to win this game. Both defenses are not very good. The Jets defense is not great. The Cowboys defense is even worse. But the Cowboys offense, even without CeeDee Lamb, is still more trustworthy. We saw that versus the Packers last week. That was supposed to be one of the best defenses in the NFC. And yet, Dak Prescott, without his number one wide receiver, went out and scored 40 points in that Sunday Night Football game. So if they can do that versus the Packers, they should definitely be able to score a healthy amount of points here versus the Jets. And again, at the end of the day, I just don't trust this Jets offense enough, despite how bad Dallas's defense is, to score points. I just don't, because the Cowboys, they actually, although they're not a great run defensive team, they're definitely better than their pass defense. Their pass defense is the worst in the NFL, but guess what? The Jets have one of the worst passing offenses in the NFL. Maybe this is the game where Justin Fields comes out and shocks some people, but ultimately the Cowboys, I think, are a great play here, and the Jets are 0-9 in their last 9 games straight up as an underdog. So not very good numbers there for the Jets. As for the other two in this one, I think the Chargers, big bounce back spot here. The Commanders have some injury issues. Jaden Daniels should be back for this game, but obviously coming back from injury. Terry McLaurin is still banged up. They've got some question marks at wide receiver due to these injuries. I trust the Chargers a little bit more in this spot, although I did just see that Joe Alt is apparently out in this game. That obviously is a little risky because they don't have Rashawn Slater. They have some injuries on their offensive line already. That's rough, but I still, despite the Joe Alt injury, I still prefer the Chargers in the spot. They're back at home after a tough loss last week to the Giants. Defensively, this is still one of the best defensive teams in the NFL. I think the Commanders specifically, their passing offense could struggle a little bit in this spot. And on the flip side, Washington's defense is not that great, specifically their passing defense. Big question marks there. The Chargers have been a surprisingly good passing team this year. The emergence of Quentin Johnson has been fun to watch. And then the Seattle one. Tampa Bay just have so many injuries right now. Seattle defense has looked very good. They have extra rest coming off of that Thursday night football game. So I like Seattle a lot here at home. One of the best uniform matches, by the way, of the year. So yeah, three-leg parlay, moneyline parlay, plus 360 odds. Very simple, and to me, very strong value. Next up, guys, we have another three-leg parlay. This one we're looking at spreads here, and this one's going to be a bit divisive, but these are three of my favorite spread picks of the week. So we have Broncos plus 4.5 against the Eagles. I actually gave this pick out in the first Oracle video as a straight bet. We're throwing it here into the parlay. Look, I think the Eagles definitely can win this game, but they've been winning a lot of close games this season. Denver, I think, starting to trend in the right direction, coming off a very strong Monday Night Football win over a lowly Bengals team, but they have also been in a lot of one-score games. I mean, they lost to the Colts by 1 point in a game they should have won, and they lost by 3 to a really good Chargers team. So Denver, yes, they haven't had the greatest start to the year, the start they would have hoped for, but this has been a team that, even when they've been losing, the games have been very, very close. The Broncos have not lost by more than 3 points in a game this season. So you give me them plus 4.5 against an Eagles team that haven't won by more than, 6 points, I think is their biggest win of the season. I think 4.5 is a pretty good line. You can maybe, if you feel like it, alternate the spread a little bit, take it to like 6.5 or 7.5. It'll bring the value of the parlay down a little bit, but obviously will increase your chances of hitting. I think Denver moneyline could be a sneaky upset play in that spot. I think Eagles are due for a loss here. I think Denver's trending in the right direction. That defense is going to make life difficult for Philly. It's a question mark of how good is Bo Nix and the Broncos offense going to be. But I do like Denver plus 4.5. New England plus 8.5. I didn't really talk about that one much because obviously I saved that for my Sunday Night Football picks video. Without spoiling too much of that video, guys, I think New England's a very good chance to cover here. They've covered each of the last 4 matchups against Buffalo. The Patriots are a very much improved team. I talked about it a lot in that Sunday Night Football picks video, so make sure to go and check that out when it drops here on the channel tonight. Offense look very good, specifically their passing offense has been fantastic, and their run defense is going to give Buffalo some fits in this game. I think Buffalo will still win the game. I think they're still going to take care of business, but these games have been typically close. The last 4 matches have been decided by 7 points or fewer. So 8.5 point spread seems like a lot here in this spot. I think New England can definitely keep this within the number. Buffalo's run defense is pretty bad. I expect New England to go ahead and attack that weakness, and their defense is good enough to hang around in this spot. So New England plus 8.5 I think is pretty damn good value. And then this is one I gave an under pick for this game. I didn't really talk about spread here, but Saints minus 1.5 is very interesting. I'm not really sure why the Saints are favored in this one. The Giants coming off a win against the Chargers last week. Now I get it, they lost Malik Neighbors, and maybe that's what the market is accounting for, but this feels like a trap game for those who are betting the Giants. Even without Malik Neighbors, why would the Saints be favored at any points this season? The Giants won that game, and they outplayed the Chargers after Malik Neighbors went down with injury. Even without Malik Neighbors, I would say from a surface level, these teams are still pretty even. So the Saints being favored, and honestly, we've had a good amount of sharp money being put on them prior to today. Now, today we've seen the public is really hammering the Giants here. 74% of all public tickets, according to Action Network at the time of recording, are on the Giants spread right now. That, to me, is a little concerning here. I think the Saints are going to win this game in a shocking fashion. I just think the Giants, I think a lot of people are overvaluing them a bit. I think the Malik Neighbors injury is very big. Their offensive line's not great. There's not a lot to love with this Giants team. There's not much to love about the Saints either. Throwing the Saints in here is more of just understanding what the market's giving us here and going with that. So again, 3-leg parlay plus 574. If you want to take the Saints out, it's still for a 2-leg parlay plus 245. So good value either way. I'm going with the 3-leg parlay and betting on the Saints to maybe shock some people tomorrow. All right, guys, this next one here is a 4-leg parlay. We're grabbing this for plus 389 over on DraftKings. I'm calling this the no fun parlay. It's 4 legs. All of them are under bets here. And all of them are actually alternate unders where we're basically just taking a little bit we're adding a few extra points to the totals and helping our case for the under here. Now, some of these lines might look familiar because we did go ahead and give a couple of these unders as straight bets in that original Oracle video. So here we go. So we have the under in that Browns-Vikings London game, which I don't think really needs much explanation here. Now, the actual line is 36.5, so I'm adding basically 5 points to that total, taking the under at 41.5, which is an alternate line of minus 245 over on DraftKings. These are two of the best defenses in the NFL. Very strong pass rushes, and neither offensive line looks all that great. The Vikings have some injury on the offensive line. Both these teams have some quarterback question marks. The Vikings obviously rolling with Carson Wentz, who hasn't been terrible. He's been pretty solid, but obviously a tough test here. And the Browns rolling out rookie quarterback Dylan Gabriel. I just don't see a lot of points happening here. Also that, international travel and whatnot, the time change is going to affect some things here. So I think the under at 41.5, the lunder, if you will, very good play here. Under Saints Giants, I gave this one out in the Oracle as a straight bet. I added a couple extra points here under 45.5. Again, I think the Saints, like I mentioned, that parlay will shock some people and win this game. But that being said, I don't see a lot of points being scored. Neither offense is all that impressive. To be fair, neither defense is all that impressive either. But I do prefer the under in this spot at 45.5. Next up, we have the Texans-Ravens under at 44.5. Again, another total that I gave out in that original Oracle video, adding a couple points to it and making it more favorable for an under bet here. Under 44.5, the Ravens, probably without Lamar Jackson. Actually, we can go ahead and see. And look at the time of recording. He wasn't at practice on Friday. It all signs are pointing to, although he hasn't officially been ruled out, it looks like he's going to not play. Unless I have the wrong report here. I'm pretty sure he's not playing. I'm pretty sure this says out, so I'm pretty sure he's going to be out. Which obviously helps our case with the under here. You have Cooper Rush in. This Texans defense is still pretty damn strong. So I think with Cooper Rush, even Lamar might have struggled a little bit with this Texans defense. Now you throw Cooper Rush out there. We'll see what happens on the flip side. Although Baltimore's defense has not been very good. And if we go back to the outlier screen here and move to the matchup screen, Baltimore's defense, very, very bad. Even worse than Dallas's defense in a lot of areas. That being said, though, you're playing one of the worst offenses in the NFL right now in the Houston Texans, 29th scoring offense, 23rd in passing yards, 23rd in rushing yards per game. There's really not much looking forward to for this Texans offense. This game's going to be a bit ugly. It's going to be a lower scoring one. I think 44.5 for the under is a good spot, minus 196. And then finally, we have the under 50.5 in the Chiefs-Jaguars game, minus 210. This, of course, being Monday Night Football. And ultimately, I think the Jaguars defense has been pretty damn good this year. I actually gave them out as a spread pick in that first video. I like to look at their defense. They've been really good against the run, forcing a ton of turnovers, although I don't know if they can keep that up for the entire season. The defense has been very impressive. And again, this Chiefs offense, although the last couple weeks, we've seen them turn things around a little bit, I do think this Chiefs offense is still not perfect. They still have their problems. I think this Jaguars defense will make things a little tricky here for them. And on the flip side, the Chiefs defense, one of the best defenses in the NFL, top 10. There is one key weakness, is their run defense versus the Jaguars rushing offense. That'll be interesting to look at here. But overall, I mean, they're really good against the pass. They have a decent pass rush here. They force an okay amount of turnovers. Pretty good. I think these are two decent defenses with both offenses that have potential, but overall have not been the best this year. So I think the under at 50.5 is a pretty good bet here. So you parlay all four unders together. You got to parlay a plus 389 for all those alternate unders. It looks pretty good to me. Our next parlay, guys, I'm calling this the Hungry Dog Parlay. It's a 3-leg moneyline parlay, picking the 3 underdogs I think are most likely to get a win in this spot. The first one being the Broncos. I already kind of talked about them a little bit. I like them a lot in this spot. Plus 185 money line. I think they have the defense to challenge Philly. The question will be, does Bo Nix and the offense show up? I think the Eagles defense has some question marks. It's a young defense that has been solid at times this year, but you've seen them in the last couple of weeks versus Tampa, versus the Rams, give up some points, allow some stuff offensively. So I think Denver could, with the strength of their defense, win this game. So that's a nice one there. Obviously, it's a long shot parlay, so don't put your house on this one, guys. It's plus 2,351 for a 3-leg parlay. Obviously, it's a bit of a long shot here. My next one, I have the Panthers. I gave them actually in the Oracle as well. This, to me, is a coin flip game. If you're giving me the Panthers at plus money, the Dolphins, they just lost Tyreek Hill. Their defense is pretty bad. Their offense isn't great. Carolina's not good in any regard either, but I do think the Panthers have, again, it's a 50-50 shot. You're giving me plus money for them. I think anything can go in that game, so I like Carolina in that spot. I just don't trust Miami here on the road. I think Carolina, come off that Patriots loss last week, could bounce back here a little bit versus a weak Dolphins team without the number 1 wide receiver. And then this is the biggest long shot, but I have a weird feeling about Tennessee here at plus 330. Look, guys, Tennessee's been terrible, but I just think Arizona's not that good, and they're a 7.5-point favorite. If you guys want to go ahead and adjust this a little bit, you could just go ahead and put Titans spread, and it's still plus 988 for those 3 legs. And again, I think those first 2 are very realistic. Titans plus 7.5, a little bit better. But again, if you're looking for the big swing, I'm going with the money line here. Arizona's not a very good team. Their offense, nothing they do is very, very good. Of all the teams Tennessee's played this year, I think this is their best chance to win. Look at 2025 so far. The Titans this year have played, let's go down below here. Titans have played the Broncos, Rams, Colts, and Texans. Not exactly the easiest schedule. The Cardinals, on the other hand, have played the Saints, Panthers, Niners, and Seahawks. They've had a couple tougher games the last couple weeks, but obviously they have had an easier schedule than, say, Tennessee. Tennessee, a little bit more battle-tested. The Cardinals have lost each of their last 2 games. They've been close games, but they have lost each of their last 2. They have a pretty decent scoring defense, but I think that's more to do with the offenses they face than necessarily how good the defense is. Because look, they're 28th in passing yards per game. They do have a pretty good run defense here, but I'm just not completely sold. I think offensively they have been a mess. I think this game's going to be pretty close, and if Cam Ward and this offense can figure a little bit out, I think Tennessee could shock some people here. Again, it's a long shot. We're acknowledging that right off the bat. Don't put your car or your house or your mom's life on this parlay. But I think if you're looking for money lines, if you're looking for long shot odds, Tennessee, it's a pretty good one. Arizona's not that good of a team. If you look at the other games where they played weaker competition here, they beat the Panthers by 5 and the Saints by 7. Those games are pretty close. Tennessee's on that same level of a Carolina or New Orleans. If the Cardinals offense can't get going, and maybe, just maybe Cam Ward, who seems like he's pretty pissed off with the situation, if he can get something clicking offensively here in this game, don't be shocked to see Tennessee win this one. So, again, very long shot, but for plus 2,351 odds, I think it's worth a bet there. All right, guys, that's it for the parlay portion of today's video. Now we're going to wrap up with a few teasers here. But first, before we talk about some teasers, I want to talk about the sponsor of today's video, Epic. Guys, Epic Fantasy is a new DFS fantasy app that is going to dominate the game. If you like player props, this is a great place to play. They offer better lines and better payouts than the competition out there. And that is just within their pick'em mode, in which you can pick more or less based on player stats. The really unique thing about Epic is the fact that you can actually go into the fade 'em section and fade other players' entries. Yes, that is right, guys. If they even get one part of their entry wrong, you walk home with the bag. Go try Epic today. Use code GUYBOSTON, and they'll match your first deposit up to $50. The link will be down below in the description to go ahead and check that out. Thank you to Epic Fantasy for sponsoring today's video. And guys, really go make sure to check that out because it's a great offer and a great DFS fantasy app. All right, guys, now onto the teaser portion of today's video. And I don't know about you guys, but I love betting teasers. To me, they are fun. They're a more likely bet than a parlay, and you still kind of get that parlay rush, and you get plus money odds depending on what kind of teaser you run here. So I personally prefer teasers over parlays, so I love doing teasers. Again, using DraftKings for all these. First up, we have a 3-leg teaser, 6-point tease, plus 140 odds over on DraftKings. We'll jump over to DraftKings to go ahead and take a look at this. So I'm going Broncos spread, Bucs spread, and Patriots spread. 3-leg teaser, and we're taking 6 points off of all of these spreads. So now the new spread, again, it's plus 140 odds. The new spread for Denver is plus 10.5. Again, I think they're going to hang with Philly here. Philly has not won a single game this year by more than 6 points. I don't foresee them winning this game by more than 10. Denver also has not lost by more than 3. So 10.5 points seems very safe for the Broncos here. Tampa plus 9.5. I do think Seattle's going to win that game, but I think Tampa, they are a team that keeps things close. Their defense has been better than expected, and although they have some injuries on offense, I do think with Baker, with Igbuka, with Godwin back, even without Bucky Irving with some shaky offensive line stuff so far this year, I think Tampa Bay can keep this game within 10 points and keep it close. So plus 9.5. We're taking the Bucs here. And then the Patriots, again, I like them a lot at 8.5. Now we're taking them at plus 14.5. As long as they don't lose by more than 2 touchdowns, which, again, they haven't lost by that much in a very long time to Buffalo. As long as they keep this game within 2 touchdowns, they cash it. So it's a 3-leg teaser, plus 140 odds. It's a 6-point tease. All very reasonable lines here. All right, guys, this next one is a 4-leg teaser. Now we're doing a 13-point tease, very similar to our big tease. Which, by the way, guys, we will do the Amazon gift card giveaway contest in these videos now, not in the bigger Oracle videos. So make sure to check out these ones for our Amazon gift card giveaway. With the big tease where we'll close out the video. We'll talk about that when we get there. This teaser is called Give a Dog a Bone. We're taking 4 underdogs and giving them a nice little boost to their legs. We're adding 13 points to the spread for all these teams. It's a 4-leg teaser, 13-point tease, minus 140. Obviously, the worst part about this is the value at minus 140, but I do think it's definitely worth it because we're getting a lot of protection here. So we're taking Cleveland at plus 16.5. That game is going to be a tight, ugly game in London. I don't think the Vikings offense is good enough in this spot versus this Browns defense to win this game by 17 or more points. That's the riskiest one, I'll be honest, right off the bat. This is the one that scares me the most, is that Browns line. But again, I don't think Cleveland, they got blown out once by Baltimore. I don't think Minnesota is on that level with Carson Wentz at quarterback and the injuries in the offensive line. So Browns plus 16.5. We have Raiders plus 20. I think the Raiders are going to cover plus 7, but now we're getting to 20 points. As long as they don't get blown out by 3 touchdowns or more, the Raiders should be good. Broncos, again, showing up there plus 17.5. There's no way they're losing this game by more than 3 touchdowns or more than 17 points. The Eagles have not been able to do it to any team, let alone the Broncos. And then Giants plus 14.5. Even if the Saints do win this game, I don't think they're going to blow the Giants out. This Giants team is good enough to keep that game tight. All right, guys, next up we have our total tease. It's a 3-leg teaser, plus 120 odds, 7-point tease. So looking down below here, what we're taking, we've got the Raiders Colts. I don't know if you guys can see that. I didn't realize I don't know if you guys can clearly see that, but we've got Raiders Colts, which the actual over is set at 47.5. We're now taking it for 40.5 here. We're taking a touchdown off of this play. Both offenses have potential to score, and both defenses have key weaknesses. So I like that a lot. Over 40.5 for Raiders Colts. Again, we've kind of showed this one before. Giants Saints under, adding an extra touchdown to that total. Now the under's at 49.5. Again, I just don't see a lot of points being scored in that one. And then that Pats Bills over at 42.5, taking a touchdown off. I think both the offenses are pretty damn good. Both defenses have points of weaknesses. I think you're going to see some points scored on Sunday Night Football. Again, 3-leg teaser, 7-point tease, plus 120 odds. All right, guys, wrapping things up, we have our big tease here. We do this in every single Oracle video. We end the video off with this, and we do a little Amazon gift card giveaway. All you have to do is comment big tease down below, and if this teaser hits, one lucky commenter will win a free $25 Amazon gift card. It's a 4-leg teaser, minus 140 odds. I think we've literally hit it every single week this season, or at least most of the weeks of this year. So if you guys all have to do is comment big tease, and more often than not, we've had winners here. 13-point teaser, minus 140 odds, 4-leg tease. Trying to differentiate and not put the same things in every single teaser, because obviously that's a recipe for disaster if one team disappoints and every teaser loses. We have Cowboys here plus 11.5. Again, I think they're winning this game outright, but if they do happen to lose, do you really see this Jets team blowing them out by 10 plus? I don't personally. Again, I don't trust the Jets offense enough in that spot. Lions plus 2.5. I think, again, they're going to kill that Bengals team, but in the event, it's a very tight game. Cincinnati plays them tight. As long as they don't lose by more than a couple points, or as long as they win it, honestly, we should be good to go there. Chiefs plus 9.5. Even if the Jaguars do win, do you see them winning by more than 10 versus this Chiefs team? I don't personally. So Chiefs plus 9.5 is a good one. And then Bills plus 4.5. Again, all they have to do is make sure they don't lose by more than 4 points. And again, I think they win the game outright. But as long as they keep the game tight and close, they should have a cash there. So it's 4-leg teaser, minus 140 odds, 13-point tease. If I'm not mistaken, I think we did 4 parlays and 4 teasers. So I think that worked out pretty well. Again, there's not going to be a set number every week. We'll just kind of go through the flow and see how we feel. I might even mix in some player props here and there for the parlays. We'll see how this video does and how people react to it. But yeah, guys, that's it for me today. Let me know down below, again, if you like the new look, the new format, if you think we should do it this way versus having it being one huge, massive, long video, or do you like it separated to one video for the straight bets, which is usually around 30 to 40 minutes long, and one video for the parlays and teasers, which was longer than I expected, but still way shorter than the regular Oracle video. Let me know down below, guys. That's it for me today. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. One more time, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. And tune in tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. We're going live. We're doing player props, more parlays, and a lot of fun stuff tomorrow, so make sure to tune into that. Until next time, guys, hope you're all winners. Let's go ahead and make some money, baby. Let's go.